Hey everyone, it's Mindy Hahne, the Midwest premier sports handicapper, coming to you from TonySpix.com and the half of the morning show duo, The Morning Steam with Ramon Scott. But hope you enjoy this free pick video from our show. Be sure to click in the link in the description for our best bets. Now here is the pick.
Here we start with those NBA playoffs, even though the baseball card starts earlier. Like I said, we'll just get rolling on NBA because it's a featured attraction today, featured event, and we're in any time you can be just like a morning talk show. We'll just start with the Lakers.
There we go.
Everybody wants to talk about the
Good
Lakers.
morning, LA.
Yeah, everybody on the East Coast wants to talk about the Lakers. I don't know what it is with the shows, but it seems like Lakers this, Lakers that. They're going to be taking on the Grizzlies today. The Grizzlies are favored by 4. This totals 226.5. I want to say that's a little bit of a tick down. The opener came as high as 230. And it looks like, plenty of action on the under. Been pressed down here. 227. Now I'm seeing even 226.5 today. The Lakers and the Grizzlies, game 1.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the Lakers here in game 1. I like the 4 points. Lakers here, they've been holding their opponents under 110 a game, playing really good defense. I usually kind of give Anthony Davis a hard time, but man, he looks like he might be the key to this whole deal here. I really like how he's been playing D. I'm going to take the Lakers. I got him winning this one outright. So I'll even take the points. Excellent.
Okay, Mindy's on them. Lakers to open this series with a victory, she says, but she'll take the points just as a little bonus.
Of course I will.
Just as a little, okay, Mrs. Big Underdog, and you hit it big, Ms. Big Underdog. And
I got to hit every once in a while. Every once in a while, I'll find them.
That was a good one. Memphis for Thomas today. Here's TJ does lean to the Lakers. And Chris says, right, he's tired about what, right? I mean, every day it's Laker talk, and he says the Grizzlies is going to sweep them on out of here. Bionics on the Lakers. Demetrius is on the Lakers. Burley says, give me the Grizzlies in the first half. And either LJ is, not typing his ad right. I was going to make like he's trying to block the ads. No, that's Anthony Davis with 2 blocks. Thought he was putting an ad blocker on or something.
LeBron James over under on dunks is 1.5, huh?
Wow, they really have that as a category?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either because, I mean, it's such a, though sometimes, right, I mean, easily, like, okay, a dunk, I guess it constitutes touching the rim when you put the ball in. Is that a dunk or, Blake says it's a homer pick. Well, maybe, but you got to pick somebody. And Moneyline says he wants the Grizzlies to smack the Lakers. Maybe, watch your back, though, don't, because Ja might come out of the clubhouse. Who knows what he's got in his bag? Reminds me of that. I was telling you, Mindy, about that, about the recruit going to Memphis and gets arrested. Here's Memphis first quarter for Butterscotch. All right. Well, on the surface, I kind of want to go under in the game, but the market's saying otherwise. So maybe it's going to be. I'm gonna be giving out the over here on the show. Took me, when the matchup was finally decided, I was all about the under right away, and I've actually being influenced by the market here I see it going down, but I'm not sure that I trust this. I trust this little move here. I mean, it's definitely going towards the under. I'm going to take over in this game. I think it could be the Lakers that could have trouble defensively. It is the playoffs, so we're seeing, we're seeing defense, but not in every game, obviously. So I'm just thinking about that game last night. I thought they would play a little more. I thought there would be, and I think that was part of the problem. I don't want to. I know we're talking about these games, but looking back now, I mean, I think, man, the Kings, they're not too good doing the defense thing. Warriors weren't anything, but great job by Fox and Curry, totally entertaining all of us in that game. Okay, so I would say not a lot of. I would say yes, there is some contributions from the chat, but for having, uh, 60 people in here or more, that we didn't really get much of a contribution, but that's okay. All right, let's see what the Heat and the Bucks here, Mindy. The Bucks are a double-digit favorite. I know they're not. They're 9.5, and the total. The total here is 219. It's actually up from maybe an opener of 8.5. This total has ticked down just slightly.
Well, I mean, I like the Bucks. I think Giannis. I think Middleton. Too much for this Heat team. I don't like how the Heat plays defense at all. Since we were kind of talking about that, I'm going to take the Bucks here, laying those big points.
Well, is it the brand of defense, or you think that their defense is not? Because I mean,
I think they're going to be too
play
small.
some of the lowest scoring games.
I think they're going to be too small, too undersized. That's what I mean by not going to be able to cover the Bucks one-on-one. That's kind of how I see that.
We saw that Bulls, game when they dominated on the boards. In Miami didn't look good, but let's take a look here at what you guys have to say in this one. It's TJ with the Heat against the spread. Bucks win and under here. No Heat, says by Hahne. We got to call the HVAC company here. We got no heat.
We got no heat.
Hello to Solo here today. Takia wants the over. Hello to Marcellus today. TJ says take the Heat. I'm on the Bucks with you. TJ also says the Bucks will win, but he likes the Heat to cover. I like the Heat to maybe blow them out of the water. I mean the Bucks. You know what I mean. I want the Bucks. Yeah, maybe it was Thomas, but I don't think that. And maybe the threats are, were just, verbal threats, but nobody should be doing anything to upset the little girl. And the report came out that there was something like that went on. And Latifa, smoky boots. I don't know what that means. But Milwaukee's going to win. She likes the over as well. I might lean over, to me, I mean, it looks like, you'd think Miami and Bucks, I'd be here. That's a Ramon Scott under special, and I'm not sure it is today. I think the Bucks might go off. And it could be, though, that the Heat gets left behind and maybe does keep it down, but Scott says maybe a little rusty. Joel Costa here today. Hello. That was the other game, but I just want to say hello. Bucks to cover, says Burley. Panger Life, Bucks first quarter. Demetrius, Bucks and over. Thomas says my money's on the Bucks. Solo will take the Heat. And Chris said he limped into the play. That's funny, right, Mindy? The teams that were supposed to get there actually ended up getting there. The better, they didn't need the little play in, but yeah, they did it. And Let's take the Bucks with a sweep. Hanger likes Bucks in a sweep here. All right. Latifah's got a sweep as well, it looks like. She also maybe over in this game. Takia on the over. Nathan wants the Penn Quakers. I think. Marcellus says, good boy here. Under may be the way to go. And he doesn't think the Heat will be ready, and they might not have. That's what I'm worried about. I still want to think over. Kind of the steam came in on the over. You see the little tick down though. Chris Thompson, Bucks cruised a double-digit victory. Bionic's on a winning streak. Thanks. Well, great job, Bionic. We're not. I don't need to thank you. I mean, you're doing the great job. It's not like me and Mindy. Mindy's giving out plenty of winners. Sometimes I pass on them. Milwaukee team totals 114.5. Moneyline says. I assume he's trying to give a play here on the over, but maybe he's just giving us the line. So hope Moneyline made me giving a hard time there. One of my little pet peeves when everyone wants overs all the time and they don't specify it. Okay. Gerardo just parlay here with these. Is that a money line though, Gerardo, or you mean with the spread? Because this is if you're looking for money line parlays, right? You got 425, 315. All right, Mindy, we're on the Bucks.
We're on it.
Kind of like
kind of like them Celtics, right?
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, if there's one game you kind of equate it to, you got one of the, right? You got one of the play-ins coming in here, right? Kind of like the Hawks situation. They're the ones that had to, extend themselves a little with the extra game. Moneyline parlay. TJ's got a bunch of gray flags. There's gray flags.
I think those are checkered flags, into the race.
Okay. I go into a little NASCAR chat during the end of the races.
Do you?
On a secret NASCAR chat.
See, my mom's in a little, it's not fantasy NASCAR, but it's where at the American Legion, they all have, 40 people are in a pool and they each get their driver for the week. And then if they finish, 1, 2, or 3 or last, then you get cash. So I always like to root for our drivers.
Wow, they really like their NASCAR at the American Legion post.
They do. I mean, why not? It's, it's a fun a fun place to like NASCAR.
The Clippers and the Suns. The Suns are a 7.5 point favorite against the Clippers. A total 225 here.
Well, I think this is going to be the make it or break it for the Suns today. I think this might be their statement game. I think Durant's going to come out and blazing, firing tonight. So no. I mean, I think the Clippers are undermanned here in this one. I'm going to take the Suns, laying the 7.5.
Well, Paul George is out. That's too bad. That's really too bad. I think the Clippers, with Paul George, they could compete in this series. I think it's a great matchup for them. Actually, this total's dropped, pretty big time, and that's where I'm headed. I mean, I really like this under today, and boy, I feel like I'm giving out a premium here. Maybe because I missed it. It opened as high as 229, maybe generally is 228, 229. Now it's 225. So
yeah, it's a lot of movement.
It is. I'll just give it out here on the show as a play. I mean, these guys aren't totally under teams necessarily. The Clippers are usually at home are more underish. So I like the under, and with these two teams, I want to go under. Here's TJ on the under. Thomas is on the Clippers. I'm almost willing to still take him. It's just too bad. I mean, with Paul George is in there. I mean, I'm not saying the Clippers are just some, championship team if Paul George is in there and all that, but I would probably be willing to take the Clippers in this game. I'm not necessarily against taking them anyways, but here's Burley just wants the Suns on the money line. He might throw them in there with the Bucks and the Nuggets. Money lines on the Suns. Clippers and under for Demetrius. And Chris says he's on with Mindy. Suns roll here. Curtis, big time over here. He's fading me. He's got a lock there. Hanger Life took the Suns first quarter last night. Bionic says both teams are going to get into the 115 range or so, 117, 118. Oh, yeah, right. It would have to be right because it's 225. So Brian Carter here today. I think Brian's joined us before. I'm not totally recognizing Brian, but nice to see you and welcome.
I see what he did there with the Suns. Eclipse.
Wow, is that really an eclipse emoji?
It is.
Wow, I mean, why do they? I mean, that's weird.
You're like, I can't get
so
like
many things I could have an
I
emoji
could definitely get the
for.
eclipse.
Right? I mean, so many things you could like. I'm like, how come we don't have? There's I'd like to an emoji for every team, right? Or there probably is, and I just don't know how to. I'm not a good emoji guy. But an eclipse, I mean, it's not a rare occurrence, but it kind of is.
Every couple years or so.
Of course, we've all looked at a lunar eclipse. Have you been to a real? Have you ever been in the real solar eclipse in it, or like?
I have, and so
coming
we even
soon. It's coming soon.
I think twice, right? I know it's been within the lifetime of my nieces and nephews, right? Because I remember having all of them as younger kids. So that would be, probably in the last 4 or 5 years, there's been a solar eclipse, and we had to make the fun devices. So you can actually.
I was saying, have you ever been in the one where it totally goes nighttime for a couple minutes? I mean,
yeah,
okay. Because it's
yeah.
coming.
I mean, it's brief, but yeah.
Because the next one's coming.
But I remember one when I was in about 7th grade, and then I remember this one. It was like 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, because they're all like. The oldest one's 14, and so I mean, it's within the last 14 years-ish for sure.
Okay. Well, it's April. It's early April, so I know there's one that's coming. I don't know what it's like in a few days, but I mean the big one's next year where it comes right down through Washington and Nevada, Utah, all the way. Anybody gonna get off into it?
Okay, so yeah, Blake said like 5 years ago. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. So. Cool. But the next one's when? You said
next April.
Year? Okay.
It's like a year and 4 days from now, I think. Maybe less than a year. There's one in 3 days that's kind of like, minor, if you will. But there's a big one that's going to swoop through. I don't know how else to describe it, but I mean, it starts kind of like in Washington and comes down through the corners of Utah, Nevada, wherever there, and then goes through it wouldn't be too far. You'd have to probably travel, maybe 1,000 miles or so. I don't know. Well, that goes pretty quickly down to like Oklahoma pretty fast. So,
yeah, Oklahoma's far.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the angle. You guys probably, you can check. Thanks, Brian, for sending me off on a rabbit hole.
It doesn't take much for us to get off track, I feel like.
Yeah, it's because of me.
It's all your fault. You have big shoulders. I see them.
I don't want to. I almost take it. I almost feel bad. I almost miss Latifah's pick because of the fact that she has Phoenix, and then the
Crystal ball they can't see.
crystal ball trophy yellow smiling just never works for me. All right, Suns covering under for Ron. That's a parlay. Maurice Walker here today, giving you a screenshot of plays. And he also likes the Bucks laying the points. I want to mention that just because Maurice is here today. I know it's a game we just did. All right, and let's see here. Oh. Oh boy. Okay. And Mauricio coming in on the Clips plus the points. And Butterscotch on Phoenix. All right. A solo on the under. Okay. Another pick there. What, 2 picks there from Mindy and I. A little proposition here for LJ. The last game of the night. I went in time order, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Timberwolves and Nuggets. Well, the Timberwolves had to work hard just to get to this point, and they're big underdogs here. 224.5.
Yeah, so remember how you were talking about all that complaining where we were all doing about the NBA? Well, this team had a lot to do with it, this Nuggets team. Being on total cruise control here over the last month or so. I think the Nuggets here definitely have the upper hand. I really like the Nuggets today. I think it's going to be an easy one for them. -8.
I do too. I think they've just been waiting a little bit. And maybe they let right. I mean, I always make talk about Jokic and how good he is. I mean, like I said, it's almost too unselfish sometimes. It seems like he could make an easy shot and he wants to make a cool pass, but that's okay. Denver against the spread is a lock. Maurice says the Nuggets will eat. T-Wolves on the do not list. Maybe it's Thomas Lewis for Denver, TJ for the Nuggets. I'm going to take him with you. Let's lay another big favorite here against these play-in teams. Mindy, I think it was I got burned yesterday with those Nets again, but again,
yeah, me too. I like the Nets there.
The 2 play-in teams yesterday, right? The Nets got rolled late. Actually, I thought they did a nice job for most of the game. I knew I was doomed towards the end. They did have the total there, but also the Celtics rolled. So will these, teams roll again? Who else was it? Is it on one of the shows they're calling it the House of Disappointment? Is the TNT guys calling it the House of Disappointment, or is it somebody else?
I think those are my TVs that don't have sound on or closed captioning.
Well, you don't watch the the Bart and Shaq and those guys at the end.
It's on. I don't know if I'm officially listening. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Thanks, Nathan. Thank you. I actually don't drink that much anymore as I've gotten older. I mean, I don't know if I was really much of a.
Unless we're there to party, then you would probably.
Yeah, I mean, of course, when we're, but I do my like I said, my drink of choice. I mean, now that I'm all old and I don't care, I like cranberry margarita. I like Patron, and I'll put Patron in my margarita. I don't care what anybody says.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, because it's a sipping tequila, supposedly, and
it's the best one out there. It's smooth.
Well, that's just it. And put a little cranberry in there, no salt, and you've got the foo-foo drink, and I like that. I don't care anymore.
You could sugar the rim rather than salt it. That'd probably be
I want what I want. I'm old enough. Yeah, seeing that new more shooting today at a children's birthday party was breaking news this morning. Not good news.
Yikes.
There, yeah. So that sucked. You'll see it if you haven't already. I want to say, it's not that bad, but I mean, they're all bad. Okay, let's see here. Latifah, yeah, she liked him on Denver. Me and Moneyline Mills were on the Nets yesterday. Moneyline Mills' girlfriend. I'm sorry. Me and Moneyline Mills' girlfriend slid in the DMs. I'm like, hey, don't tell Moneyline, but I'm gonna take the Nets. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna too. I'm like, don't tell Moneyline. There's Josh. He's is Jay here? I didn't see him.
That's the house
Jay
disappointment, I think, is what they're saying.
Okay, thank you. I knew I was getting that somewhere. And the reposado is my favorite, but I don't care. I don't mind.
Like the barrel taste. Isn't that the reposado, the barrel? Or is that the one that's siphoned through the charcoal? Anejo, right?
Oh, boy. I love them all, though. Oh, yeah. I love that, too, Chris. Thank you.
Funny.
All right. No more on the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. Okay, Mindy, we've got plays. We've got 2 plays today. And let's do it.
So thanks for watching, and make sure you get over to the Tony'sPicks.com website right now and check out our All Cappers tab where you can purchase some of our own personal picks. And be sure to go ahead and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20%. Okay, have fun. Watch another video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.